don't see anybody yet. So I'm a few minutes late. I was going to use StreamYard, which is what I usually use, and for whatever reason, it was not working. Well, my mic wasn't working. My microphone wasn't working. So hopefully you all can hear me. Hey, Stefano, how are you, buddy? Can you hear me okay, Stefano? I actually think my phone is on its last leg. I think this is, oh good, thanks Stefano. I'm actually gonna move this a touch closer just so you all can hear me a little bit so you can see my wonderful face. Kidding. Hey Marcella, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Jonas, what is up? Yeah, so what I was saying a moment ago is I usually use StreamYard for these. And hey Joe, Kurt, how are you guys doing? Yeah, I usually use StreamYard, but lately StreamYard's stupid freaking. I hate the alerts. StreamYard is kind of hit or miss, man. And I went in, I entered the studio, I set everything up, scheduled it, did my little thumbnail, went in. This is a little bright. Let me turn this down on. Went in, and it always checks your mic and your audio, and then like as you talk, you can see the bar moving just like you would in any studio. Hey Hugh, how are you, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. But yeah, there was no audio, so I left it, re-entered the studio. Stupid thing still wouldn't work, so pissed me off. I don't have anything against YouTube Live. I've always thought everybody uses something different. I think the majority of the Elvis channels that do these, I think they use YouTube Live, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I just prefer StreamYard. It's what I've used. Um, but I saw when I was going in, they have a new feature. What I liked about StreamYard is you can invite guests. And I think there's a way to do it with YouTube, but there's a new feature, like an updated feature that they just added recently that says you can like have simultaneous guests. So I might do that on a future live stream. So how's everybody doing? It is gloomy here. The weather's been really crap here lately. Risa, hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Hope you were doing well. Yeah, the weather's been really. Was it 2 nights ago? It rained its butt off, and then last night I was up actually pretty late. I was up probably till about 1:30, and I came downstairs and I kind of dozed off. I was in the recliner. I dozed off, and thunder, like it was like one of those crackling, sounds like it's a piano going down, like it just kind of rolls in. It was like a real loud boom. It didn't scare me. It just kind of like woke me out of a sound sleep. And then yeah, it downpoured, and then I went upstairs and got in bed. And my wife this morning, she's like, "Yeah, did you hear the rain this morning? Man, it was really coming down." So, but yeah, it's really like gray and just isn't an overall nice day, unfortunately. But I'm glad to be here with all of you. Thankful for all of you that have joined in. I don't have any great. I would love to. It's just we live in a townhouse. Starting the heavy rolling yeah, startles with the heavy rolling thunder. I agree, Joe. Um, like a lot of you who do these channels and your videos, usually I do my videos, I'm on the floor, and I have my records behind me. But with the live streams, I kind of do it different. The record, all my equipment is right over here to the right of me, but I just kind of wanted to sit in a nice comfy chair and be able to talk to you and enjoy it. I don't have, I know Joey has a nice backdrop, and Johnny and Ed and everybody has all their Elvis stuff, and Scotty. I do want to work on that. I would like to get one of those Elvis lights that you plug in that has his name in red, kind of like on the 68 special. I might look into getting that. Maybe a nipper thing. Paul, what is going on, dude? Good to see you here. Yeah, I would very much like to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Like to kind of, Ida, how are you? Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday. It just says I like your style backdrop. Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little plain. It's similar to Michelle from uh, her channel. Sometimes she'll do it on like her sofa when she's doing the live stream. So she's kind of like me. When I do my videos, since they're shorter, what the heck's going on? I'm telling you, I have got to invest, and they're not expensive. This tripod is crap. Um, Thanks, mate. Can't sleep. Busy getting packing down. Oh, Paul, you moving? I'm doing good. Um, so I was actually talking to Marcus, who a good friend of mine, and Joseph, who also has a great channel here. I was telling him, I'm almost a little embarrassed to say this, but I have I got to get Australia. Wow, Paul, you are far away, buddy. Um, I have to get blood work done. Graham, what is up, buddy? And Jonah says, "Do you remember when the first Elvis Live rumors began?" I think they started almost as soon as he passed away. I think those rumors have been going on. I like the ones where he's in like some tropical island somewhere just chilling. That's always my favorite Elvis is alive rumor. Um, but I have to get a physical. I'm overdue. I haven't been to my doctor in about a year and a half. Overall, I'm pretty healthy. I exercise pretty regularly. I try to watch what I eat, but I am getting older. I'm in my mid 50s. So part of tomorrow is I got to get blood work done. I was talking to Joey about this about 20 minutes ago. I am terrified of needles. Like it's like a phobia. And I feel like such a wimp saying that. Um, but yeah, and to get blood work done, like I almost pass out. I don't know what it is. I'm a pretty fairly, I'm a guy. I try to be tough. I have 4 daughters, and I try to, um, try to put on a brave face, but I am dreading it like you would not believe. So tomorrow at this time it'll be over with. But yeah, I'll probably have to get like 5 vials done, and um, it's not a fun. And then they can't find a vein, and usually they got to take it out of the back of my hand, and the back of your hand, it hurts, man. I've had it done, it hurts. Jonas, I don't think Elvis faked his death. I just don't. He was really the last couple of years of his life. He was in very poor health. A lot of it at that time was kept from the public. He was in and out of the hospital, especially in early 1977. I think he spent some time in 1975. He had a couple stays at the hospital at the Memphis Baptist. I think it's Memphis Baptist Hospital. He had a couple stays there, and then I think in March of '77 he had an extended stay there, and I think he had to postpone some shows for that. You had the issue with the twisted colon. He had, he had an enlarged heart. I mean, they found all kinds of things when they, after he had passed away. It was very unfortunate, but no, I don't. I think on August 16th, 1977, I think Elvis passed away, and I don't believe for a minute that he's somewhere laying low. He got sick. He loved his fans too much, and that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, he was in very poor health, and you can see it. It's not like for me. I was looking at some pictures just about a week ago. Yeah, Paul, I can imagine if you're packing up a massive collection, how what it how hard that would be. Um, but if you look at pictures of him, I want to say it was like July through September of 1976. In my opinion, he was at his worst as far as how he looked. He just did not look healthy, and we've talked about this on other live streams that he just did not look well. And then towards the end of the year, when he did the New Year's Eve show in Pittsburgh, I actually thought he was starting to look better. He lost some weight. He wasn't as pale. Like in those pictures of right around Independence Day of '76 and September and all that, like he was, he just looked really pale and pasty, and his eyes just didn't have that life in it, and you could see it was plain as day, and anybody who knows. But then it seemed like at the end of the year, that show really rejuvenated him, that New Year's Eve show. And then I know he, the early part of March, he was still, heavier, but, he had more of a, I don't know, he just had more uh, get up and go in his step. And I just think he felt better. He had lost some weight. He started seeing Ginger Alden. So Jonah says, "Do you think that he knew that his time was coming?" Um, yeah, I actually do. That somebody had said that he had talked to somebody. I don't know if it was Sunny West or if it was oh crap. Hold on. Cancel. Sorry. I don't know if it was Sunny West, but I think within a month before or 2 months before he passed away, he actually had a discussion and said that he didn't think he was going to be here much longer. So I think he knew, he was aware of his mortality. I think he was aware that health wise, he was not in a good place. I don't know if he really believed that he was going to die when he did, but who knows? As you can see, my stupid tripod keeps slipping down. But yeah, gone far too soon, in my opinion. But let's talk about something a little more, a little more upbeat. Uh, yeah, Graham, I was gonna say, and you know what's funny, Graham, is I did that video yesterday on Keith Alverson's book. Um, that is the one thing that has held me back from buying Volume Two, and I do believe I will get it. Maybe maybe in a month or two, because it's at a really good price and it's very well done. And like I said, parts of 76, a lot of 76, he didn't look good at all. But a big part of 77, he looked much better, more fit, little, lost some weight, had some color in his face and stuff, and just seemed more into the performances. Where in parts of 76, he just kind of slurred his way through, I think. Because I've heard him, I've heard the soundboards. But getting back to your point, um, Graham, the one thing that has held me back, because I got Strictly Elvis. Um, when I'm trying to keep up with the questions, they pop up pretty quick. As far as the uh, the second volume, I got the first volume almost 2 years ago, and Keith was kind enough to sign it, as I showed you in the video. But that book is so well done, man. It is an unbelievably well put together book. Um, yeah, Alverson does have one called On Stage. I think he's wearing the tiger jumpsuit, which goes for a lot of money if you can find it, because only so many copies were printed. But Keith, I think, regularly keeps getting these printed, takes them to the printer because they sell a lot. He sold a ton of them, from what I understand. But Volume 1 is excellent because, like I said, it covers 70, 73, 74, and 75. He still looked very well and it was very energetic. But that's the thing that's kept me from getting Volume 2, which covers 76 and 1977, because in so many of those pictures, Elvis was just in poor health. So, but to complete it, I'm a completist when it comes to certain things. So I will eventually get them. So, what is going on in the Elvis world? So, how many of you? I know. Joseph got his copy. Um, Graham says, "Buddy, what's your impressions on Elvis the movie 1 year out?" I will tell you, and I'm not the norm, and I really don't want to get into this too. Hey, Paul, how are you, buddy? Because this is a conversation that could go on and on and on and on. My personal opinion, you're talking about Elvis the movie with um, they came out last year. I'm assuming. Uh, I was actually kind of disappointed in it, and a lot of people close to Elvis, people who um, knew him, uh, weren't a big fan of the film either. Probably for the same reasons I was. Hey, Steve, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Um, I just didn't think it portrayed Elvis in the proper light that he was deserving of. And what I mean by that, and I'll get through this statement quickly, is the thing that I always admired about Elvis was almost as much as his music, and I've talked about this before, was his humanitarian side. He loved his fans. He loved to make people happy. He had a very generous spirit that's well documented. He bought cars for strangers. Um, and I don't know. The movie didn't touch on any of that, and I found that very lacking, and I just think it was a huge opportunity that was missed, but to portray Elvis for the kind of person he was, and it tended to show more of his weaker moments, and I don't know. I didn't go away totally impressed. I know I'm not the norm. I know most people thought, there should have been Oscars handed out and all that good stuff, but what the, there we go. I figured out how to get the message up because it comes up one at a time, but I did set the settings. Hugh says, I didn't like the movie that much. I find it pretty, I wish they'd stay up. Come on. Cancel. Hold on, trying to get the messages to pop. Okay. Hugh says, I didn't like the movie that much. Found it pretty superficial and a bit stupid. Aspects of it are good. It really played on the image and the idea of Elvis as a superstar. I think I'll tell you what. So you know what I don't like about it. What I did like about it um, is honestly, in my opinion, I loved the Las Vegas International shots. Um, it gave you the feel of a real Elvis performance. I love that they used um, the shots that they used in the concert of the jumpsuits, and when he put his cape up, and uh, I thought Austin Butler did an amazing job. It was about as best as anybody could. But I don't know. I just didn't. And like I said, I'm not in that core group of people that loved it and raved about it. It just for me, come on, for me. I'm trying to figure out how to get these. Yeah, Hugh, I agree. The production and everything and the attention to detail, you hit the nail on the head. I went away impressed with that. I love the music. And I've said this before, I loved the way it ended with, uh, him at the piano with, him singing, what was the song? I can't think of the song. My mind's a little foggy. I don't know why, but live chat. There we go. Hopefully it stays up. I wish the comments would stay up and they just scroll. I don't know how to figure out how to keep the comment. Oh, okay. If I just touch it, there we go. And I'm trying to keep up with the questions. So Joey asked if I think a new FTD release is coming. I would answer and say absolutely yes. I do believe a new one is coming. Probably, if I was to guess, I'm thinking October. Nah, probably November. Probably right around. I think they're going to announce it, and I don't know this. I don't have any inside information. I haven't heard rumors. This is just my thinking with the way FTD does things. The last one was, good grief, what was the most Fun in Acapulco, which is spectacular, by the way. They all are. Every one of the FTD LP releases are just incredible. But Fun in Acapulco was the last one. So I'm thinking they're going to announce, if I was a betting man, I would say they're going to announce, and Paul, I see your question. I'm going to cover that in a second because that's important. That's a pretty cool topic. So if FTD does and sticks to the schedule that I think they're going to stick to, so you had the Las Vegas 3 CD set with Elvis in that leather white suit that just was released here in the U.S. fairly recently. How great they are! I know Joey has it. He got it this week. A lot of people have gotten it. There's been a couple YouTube reviews. I don't own it yet. I'm hoping to get it in another few weeks. I'm in no rush to get it. There's so many of them made, and a lot of the old sessions, Elvis is Back and Something For, they're still available. So it's going to be available for a while. So I'm in no huge hurry to get them. But as far as the FTD LP next release, I think they're going to announce something within 2 to 3 weeks. That's just what my gut tells me. And then I think it'll be available by like early November because we're like mid-September. So I'm thinking maybe by the last part of September, an announcement's going to come out, maybe even sooner. Yes, Slim. Yep, Unchained Melody. I couldn't think of the song. But I loved how it like panned from Austin Butler to Elvis. I thought that was just the coolest freaking effect. And it was a great like tribute. And that did sit well with me. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'll for a release in November. I had no idea what it is. I think it's going to be a soundtrack. That's my gut feeling. But I'm excited. I'm excited for them. I do want to get a second copy of both Fun in Acapulco and Girls, Girls, Girls. I love Girls, 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 the FTD. That's my favorite cover. Hugh said, "Oh, Hugh, really? I actually thought that was really cool." Hugh said he didn't like how it went from Austin um, to Elvis. I actually thought that was pretty cool personally, but everybody likes something different. That's what makes the world go around. Now, to go back to your question, what do I think of the Priscilla movie? I could care less. I have no desire to see it. And as far as my reasoning for that, I think is supposedly it's based on the book Elvis and Me. Um, and everybody has their thoughts on this. Everybody has their own opinions. So again, that's what this is about. It's an opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm right. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just it's your opinion, and everyone I believe is entitled to that. We need more of that, I think, in not only here in the States, but everywhere. People seem to be basically bombasted or kind of shunned if it's not a popular opinion. And I believe in freedom of speech as long as it's not hurtful and doesn't impact somebody else and hurt them. Um, but yeah, I think Sophia Coppola, I don't know how you pronounce her name. I think she did the best she could. But the dude that got to play Elvis and the girl they played, Priscilla, I don't know. I think it falls short. And I think it's right. They're trying to ride on the coattails of Elvis, the movie. Again, that's my opinion. And the fact that it's called Priscilla, not Elvis and Me or Elvis and Priscilla or My Life with Elvis by Priscilla, like the fact that the movie's just called Priscilla, I don't know why. It kind of bugs me. I was talking to somebody, it might have been Joey. I was talking to him about it. Just I don't know, like it's a movie about your life, relationship, love, and marriage to Elvis Presley, the most probably the most famous entertainer of the 20th century and an icon. And you don't put his name in the movie at all. I don't know. It bugs me. I'm sorry. There it is. It bugs me. And you know, and I know from what I hear, Priscilla was part of the production. She was like one of the producers or executive or associate producer. She was very involved. I'm sure she got paid handsomely. Um, Paul, I did hear that. It got a 7 minute standing ovation. Um, as did I think Elvis when that premiered, that got like an 8 minute standing ovation. But I'd take the Elvis the movie any day over Priscilla. Ed did a video I think last week, and he said his feelings mirror mine. I have absolutely no desire to see it. Once it becomes available as on physical media or streaming, I have no desire to see it. I don't know. Hugh, you're right. Long-standing ovations are commonplace at film festivals. They really are. I mean, you can put up crap and they're going to stand for 5 minutes at least because it's honoring the producers, the directors, and I get all that. But I don't know. And I'm not a hater. I try to always be respectful to not only people that I come in contact with, but my family, my friends. Um, they're a big part of my life. Yeah, Joey, same thing. Joey says he has no desire to see it either. I wouldn't waste money on it. Again, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I'm just kind of calling it the way I see it, the way I feel. It bugs me that you don't have Elvis's name, and it's all about her. And I don't know. I've kind of in some ways I've defended Priscilla through the years. I know she's gotten a lot of uh, you know hatred spewed towards her. A lot of people do not like her. I've heard people say, "Oh, she's out for money." She divorced Elvis and blah 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 blah. But you know what? That was so many years ago. Um, and Slim, you know what? Slim said he's outraged that Priscilla's son is getting a slice of the pie. I agree. What does he have to do with Elvis? You have this child with another guy. Has no connection to Elvis whatsoever. None. I'm in agreement with you, sir. I'm totally with you. Um, how he gets a royalty. I didn't know that until you said that. How he's getting royalties or a slice of the pie, so to speak. That's ridiculous, but it is what it is. But hold on. It's Gatorade. Works 7 times faster, 8 times faster than regular Wawa. Hold on, Paul. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to get your comment back up, Paul. Paul says Priscilla gets a bad press, but doesn't help herself at times. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with her as a person. What I will give her It's been a while, but have any of those songs? Um, I'm trying to keep up with these comments. So don't feel slighted, any of you that are watching. If I don't answer a question, I'm not ignoring you or bypassing you. I'm just, they're popping up so fast. I'm just trying to keep up. That's the one difficult part about the live stream. I love them. I love the interaction and the participation you all do. But I would never want you to feel like I'm slighting you or ignoring you. That's definitely not something that I would ever do purposely. Let's put it that way. If I'm not answering something, I simply missed it and I apologize in advance. And then my thoughts get ahead of me, and oh, thanks, Slim. Slim says I really enjoyed your 40 top 40 song countdown. Yeah, I had a lot of people agree. I had many who disagreed, but again, I have no problem with that. None of us are going to uh, just drank my Wawa as well. You're funny, Joey. Um, I don't have a problem with anybody ever disagreeing with me on anything. I've had a few. Most of my comments, I would say 95% of them are always uplifting. They're positive. They're encouraging. And I love that. That's why I love these live streams, if we're being honest. But I do get an occasional person who, I had somebody, I think it was, it might have been 2 weeks ago, because I get the, I'll get the pop up for YouTube, and to be honest with you, and it's not that I'm being dismissive, but yeah, somebody was very harsh about a video I did, and um, Hugh said it was definitely a fun countdown to watch. Thank you, I appreciate that, Hugh. Um, and I can't remember for the life of me what the topic was about, what the video was about, or what the person even said, but it was just very very harsh. And I'm a firm believer, and my wife will tell you about yeah, take two. My wife will tell you this about me. Um, I I have no problem with somebody expressing how they feel if they disagree with me, or they may not like something I said, or they think I'm off base with something, because doing social media and doing a YouTube channel, like I said, 95%, probably 98% of everything that I read on my channel is always positive. It really and truly is. It's not something I'm making up or, throwing a statistic. It's mostly positive. Very rarely do I get a snarky comment or somebody in disagreement. And again, I don't have any problem with anybody disagreeing with me. Never will, never have, never will. Um, I want to know what you all think. And if you want to see something different, or you want an idea about something, I'm open to it. I always have been. Name of my channel is Mark's Elvis For Everyone Channel, and that's what it's about. It's about you guys. But getting back to what I was saying, and like I said, my wife will tell you this hands down. I'm fine with somebody expressing uh, a disagreement or displeasure with something I may say or whatever, but it's all in how you say it. You can say something and get your point across, but if it's mean spirited or sarcastic, or there's a mean tone behind it, I have no tolerance for that. And this comment was that way. I didn't block him. I didn't tell him. I didn't say something like, if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, even if you're in that moment you're kind of being a jerk. And this guy was. And like I said, I can't remember what it was, but it was just a very very rude, snarky, nasty might be a little too much, but it was not a very nice comment. I can't even remember. It was very brief. But I'm like, I think I responded. I said, well, you're totally entitled to your opinion. Thanks for watching, which, because I always try to keep it positive. I could have easily been like, and I've seen other people do it. If you don't like it, freaking move on, unsubscribe. But I don't know. I try to be as non-abrasive as I can be, but Alexander says, Mark, we know your preference. Oh, come on. See, this is why I do not like YouTube Live. I don't like how it works. Mark, we know your preference in top 40. Could you tell us a little bit more about your Elvis collection? So, I have a large collection, but I don't have the collection that I see a lot of people have. I was actually talking to a friend of mine who's over, I want to say he's in Italy, a guy that I met on social media through Facebook. I've been friends with him probably for probably going on 2 years. Really great guy. I won't mention his name, but really great guy. Has a family. I think he's in Spain or Italy. Might be Spain. But I was talking to him yesterday. He's constantly posting pictures, and I think he's got, like, no joke, I think he's got 72 copies of That's the Way It Is. It's his favorite album. You may know who I'm talking about. I think he has like 71, 72 comments. Mal, there he is. How are you, Mal? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to have you on here. But he's got like 72 copies of That's the Way It Is. He's got like, 48 copies of Blue Hawaii. He's got like 50 copies, which is great. Um, to be honest with you, if I made six figures or I was an attorney or I made big money, I would probably be the same way. I love collecting. I love collecting different vinyls. But so last night I was just kind of, hey, Du Bois Blanc, thanks for joining in. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that very much. George, what is up? How are you, buddy? Good to have you here. Um, see, just that quick, I lost my track. Oh, so I'm talking to this gentleman last night. It was pretty late, but he's like I said, he's hours ahead. So he was actually starting his day at work. It was like midnight here in the States. I think he was getting ready to start his shift. And I said, just curious, buddy. I said, how many Elvis vinyls do you own? I was expecting him to say, 1,000. He's like, well, at last count, I think I was at 2,630. And I was like, holy crud. Like, I have just I would say a fraction. I have a lot, but I don't have anywhere close to that. Um, to be honest with you, if I was to guess, I would probably say I have maybe, and I could be way off. I have no idea. Like I have some down here. I have all my FTDs down here, some of my other miscellaneous Elvis stuff. And then upstairs in my bedroom, much to my wife's displeasure, um, I have in a corner, pretty big corner. I have some boxes stored away. They're all filled with Elvis albums, stacked. No particular order. I don't categorize mine. I don't catalog them. I do have them in protective sleeves. I have them kind of in order that I like personally. But if I was to guess, I'd say maybe I have between 400 and 500, and I could be off. I don't know. So I have those. I have a lot of books. Um, I have for the FTD CD collection. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I think it might have been Joey. I believe I'm 24, 25 away from completing the entire FTD CD collection. So there's like 150, 160. Um, I have I have a lot of original pressings. I have most of the original pressings. Most of them are close to mint. A couple of them have never been played. Got most of them on eBay. The majority of them I have with a mint bonus photo. I have all the Camden releases. I think I have the majority of the UK Camden releases. They're really cool. If any of you have the UK Camden, it's the blue label. Yeah, Joey, it was you. Thanks for pointing that out, buddy. The memory, it's the first thing to go. Um, the Camden UKs, they're really cool. Flimsy, I hate the flimsy, and I've got them where they're brand new and like they're glued because they're old, but the glue it like splits at the top along the seam. The vinyl's like pristine, but they sound good. But what's cool about the Camden in UK, and you may have seen this before, and you may already know this, for the RCA USA, um, it has the blue with the RCA Camden. Well, in the UK, it's blue, but there's no mention of RCA. It says Camden in real big block letters on the one side. So I missed that last comment. Du Bois Blanc says, I've not purchased anything. It was not RCA. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot. And I have some pretty rare, like older ones to get. I have the Something for Everybody, the UK, where it looks like the Tickle Me cover where he's got the guitar and he's standing. It's not the one, the RCA in the US and some of the other countries where it's got him sitting with the nipper. It's got all the different album covers. I actually like that album. I have a few copies of that in pristine. I have a white top. It's funny, guys. It's just pop. I always tell you how pop-ups come up. So I did a video about 2 weeks ago where a sealed Elvis's Back FTD release became available. And initially I bid on, I think I bid on it like 3 or 4 times. Within like a minute, I would get outbid every time. So it was up for 7 days. The starting bid was like 105 pounds, which in US that's like 120, 125 or so. So I followed it, and when it got down to the final 24 hours, it was still right around. Hugh says, "Yeah, crazy price." You must have saw my video, Hugh. It got up to I think it was right around 120, 130 pounds, and I followed. I bid a couple times. So I maxed out at like 310 pounds, which would have, or no, was it two? I think it was 310 pounds, which would have been like 340, 350 US. And then I got outbid within like 20 seconds. It ended up selling, I think it was like 720 pounds, which converted was 994 US dollars plus $25 to ship it. So you're talking, what, 1,016 for Elvis is Back, which I think was a 2011 release, I believe. Beautiful album, a fantastic cover, one of my favorite covers. Yeah, Joey, it is crazy price. Me and Joey were talking about this. Um, so yeah, which I'm gonna answer Hugh's point. Ah, crap. I'm going to answer Hugh's point, and then I'm going to go on to what I got an alert on just a second ago. Um, he was saying he likes the MRS releases. I had them. I don't mind them. I ended up selling off what I did have, um, but they're okay. I know a lot of people like them and they're well done, but a lot of them, frankly, you can get through FTD. So I think that's why I wasn't as interested in them as some others. Jonas says, what was your comment, Jonas? Sorry, buddy. Jonas said, what do you think of who was the best um, impersonator? I will tell you, I am not at all into Elvis impersonators because you can't duplicate. In my opinion, you can't duplicate, and you cannot create something that was the greatest. And to me, I think there's some very good ones out there. Some that are very impressive. It's just not personally for me. It's not my thing. But again, that's me. Alexander, if you were talking FTD, are you talking about the classic album series or the 7 soundboards? I collect them all, Alexander. I have, I think, I don't know how many FTD CDs, including the sessions, the single disc, the 2 disc, the 3 disc. Um, I I have all of, so if you count all them, I want to say there's about 160 of the FTD CDs. I don't know the exact count. I need to go through and actually count them. But like I said, when I counted on, was it Monday afternoon, I think I'm 24 or 25 away. Joey says, Elvis is back on eBay just before it ended in, come on. See, this is why I do not like YouTube chat. It's a pain in the neck. Joey says, sold for US $487, not sealed, used, and open without hype. So, yeah, I'm, sorry, guys. I wish there was a way, if you guys can help me out, I wish there was a way to keep, yeah, so the options are hide your chat messages, live chat, all messages are visible, but they disappear. Steve said, I love your videos, very informative, sometimes very funny. I don't think I'm very funny, but thank you, Steve. I think I'm not bland, I'm not a dud, but. Jonas, what is the most expensive Elvis LP ever sold? I actually, a buddy of mine actually sent me um, an online story about the top. Graham, Mark, just finished a great book by Shannon Brown. Very cool. I'll have to check that out, Graham. But a buddy of mine, who I'm good friends with, I talk to him a lot. Joey knows who I'm talking about. Joey, I'll just say FTD. You'll know who I'm talking about. And he sent me a link to the top 8 most expensive albums, and the top one ended up being like $80,000. I think it was the Sun record. MTJ fan says, I bought the Moody Blue album a few months back. It's by far my favorite album. Did you buy the FTD Moody Blue or the standard one that came out with the blue vinyl in 77 or after? Just curious. Yeah, the FTD is very nice. It's it's on, is it clear vinyl? I think it's clear vinyl. It's numbered. I actually got a very low number. I think I got number 145. So yeah, I recently got a hold of some new FTDs. So I'm hoping to do a video on any of them. Yeah, Joey says clear vinyl. MTJ fan 2017 says I bought the one with the blue record. Yeah, it's nice. I have it. I do not have the I do not have the black vinyl because it was so limited, but it's pretty pricey. Um, yeah, so there's that. So great to know you, Craig. Um, so some of you may be familiar with the album. Those two albums. It was called The Rocker and Return of the Rocker. I have The Rocker. I bought it probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And I don't have Return of the Red Rocker, but I love the songs that are on that album. I was looking at it yesterday. Somebody has it for sale, sealed, brand new. It's about $40. What is your opinion? What are all yours opinion? If it's worth it, if it's too much, too little? Curious because like I was looking at the song selections and it's sealed, it's minty. $40 just seemed a little high. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just being ridiculous, but Paul says I just picked up a beautiful Japanese with Obi. Very nice. I'd like to get more of the Japanese, but I've just kind of refrained. I have a few that are really nice. I love the black with the Victor label. Hugh says I had Return of the Rocker when I collected vinyl. I like the cover. Yeah, the song selection I was really noticing like how good it was. Like early '60s. I think the Rocker is more late '50s, and Return of the Rocker is with him on the motorcycle. On the back has like a Vote for Kennedy, I think, banner on the back. And I'm a big John F. Kennedy fan. I thought he was a fantastic president. But I just think it's got very nostalgic. Yeah, Joey, it is. It's a great cover. I was also given Elvis's Christmas album, the Pickwick version. Yeah, it's a great album. Elvis's Christmas album, that album is my favorite. Shocker. It's my favorite Christmas album of all time. I'm ready to, honestly, I'm ready to bust it out now. I can't wait to listen to that. I actually have to pre-order. It's pretty inexpensive. They're re-releasing Elvis's two Christmas albums. Elvis's Christmas album from 1957 and the 1971 The Wonderful World of Christmas. Um, yeah, Hugh says he feels like it's a bit pricey. Yeah, I might just hold off and wait. I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was a little bit more money than I thought. I'd probably be comfortable spending like 25 to 30 at most, but we'll see. I'll hold out probably. Yeah, Stefano, I agree. Japanese make beautiful records. Um, yeah, MTJ, I agree with you. Blue Christmas, the whole album is great. Joey, maybe 30 would be a good price. Yeah, I think 30 would be a pretty good price. Maybe I'd probably be willing to top out at 35. Like I said, I was really impressed with the choice of songs on it. It had like some of the soundtrack stuff, and it was just really cool. I love that cover. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, I've been kind of I've kind of spent some again recently. I've been spending more money than I'd like, and I've been getting some FTDs, and it's just. Alexander says, "Yeah, Joey, it does have yeah, I got to figure out, not today, but I've got to figure out how to get StreamYard back up. I do not like YouTube Live. I just cannot figure out how to keep the comments to stay up the whole time. Alexander says, I'm looking for, sorry, my thumb's right in the way. Stupid. I'm looking for Return of the Rocker for a while, but on see, this is pissing me off. Sorry for the language. I'm looking for $35 US. Yeah, overseas, man. Joey says I need to put a lock on my wallet. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what, man. I've said this before. Collecting Elvis, seriously collecting Elvis, is not for the faint at heart. If you don't make, and I don't make great money. I make good money, and my wife makes even better money. But I'm not rich by any sense of the word. But it is what it is. But Hugh, who is a good UK dealer? That's the thing. I have a hard time. I have a hard time coming up trying to find places that sells good vinyl that's in good condition at a good price, because I'm not looking to drop $125 on a 40-year-old album, and I don't know. I've been burned a few times. I've 8 out of 10 times I'm pretty fortunate. I'm pretty lucky. Paul Mogg. Oh, Paul. Okay, I didn't. Well, you put ROTR. MTG say some of his movies are free on YouTube. I started watching Blue Hawaii. Yeah, Blue Hawaii is a freaking phenomenal. I have it on the 4K disc. It's jaw dropping. Paul Mogg says Return of the Road Rockers mainly follow that Dream Kid Galahad soundtrack. Yeah, I think that's why I like it because I love both of those soundtracks. As you all know, I love Elvis's. My favorite era for Elvis's voice is 1960 to 1962, into a little bit of 63. And of course, Fun in Acapulco is one of my favorite soundtracks. Try Strip Joint Records. They're in Scotland here. Hugh, really? Strip Joint Records? Very cool, cool title. Graham, sorry, your comment disappeared. Yeah, this will be the last time I use YouTube Live. Oh, Hugh, Graham, you're talking about I Sing All Kinds, where it's got him with the white jumpsuit with the microphone. Yeah, that's actually one of the ones I need. That's one of the 25 that I need. Yeah, Joseph. Thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that. Looks like on eBay. I'll have to check that out. Hugh, before I leave, or before you leave, if you end up leaving before the stream is over, I lost it that quick. Strip tease records. What's it called? Strip. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, before you leave, remind me because I'll forget that quick. I want to check it out just to see what kind of select. It's like an online web store online. Oh, thank you, Hugh. I appreciate that, buddy. He says you'll send me a link. Do you buy from them often, Hugh? Which brings me to another point. I knew I had kind of ideas in my head what I was going to ask all of you as this progressed. And wow, we're going on almost 50 minutes. So I don't have a whole lot going on today. I got to do a couple things before I pick my girls up from school, which is a couple hours away. So I'll probably keep this going maybe probably another 20 minutes. So we're at 47 minutes in now, 47 and a half minutes in. We'll probably go another 20 minutes. MTJ says my favorite era is 75 to 77. Yeah, his voice was deeper, but it was very powerful. That's the one thing, even though through all of his health issues and his downward spiral, so to speak, he never lost that amazing, powerful voice. Unchained Melody. Wow. And I'm not a big guy on ballads, but man, he slammed at him in that one. Okay, thanks, Hugh. Thanks for that comment. Yeah, if you could send me the link, if you can send it, I don't know if you can comment on my channel or you can email it to me if you want. My email is mark .kinsey KINSEY 5550 at yahoo.com. So mark.kinsey50 at yahoo.com. I have a lot of people, not a lot, but it's tailed off some, but there for a while I was having a lot of people reaching out. And I've made a lot of friends through social media, through my email, and through my channel. That's the great thing about this. When I started this channel, almost 2 years ago, my channel will be 2 years in December already. Hurt. Yeah, Hurt is a powerful song, man. And like you said, man, now, from Elvis Presley Boulevard, which that was the point I was going to bring up a moment ago, that is like a gloomy album. And I think it just kind of parlayed what Elvis was dealing with. But Moody Blue, even though it's a combination of live and studio stuff from the when they recorded in the Jungle Room, man, just solid stuff. Which brings me to this point. So I am hearing, and I think it's pretty much a done deal, the FTD from Elvis Presley Boulevard was released on blue vinyl, numbered. They're apparently releasing it on black vinyl. So I am a completist, so I will, of course, I'll buy it. It kills me that I have to, but if I have the blue vinyl, I gotta get the black vinyl. I was talking to a good friend yesterday, and he was telling me he did pre-order it. I can't remember the site, but he did pre-order it, and it's coming out mid-October. but I can't seem to find it anywhere. Um, Alexander, my favorite era is 54 to 77. Very good. She Thinks I Still Care. That's a great song, Paul. Good stuff. Is that off Good Times? She Thinks I Still. I think it's off Good Times. Yeah, Joseph, I agree, man. The ending of the Elvis film with the segue with Elvis was phenomenal. Um, but that poses the question: Are all of you that are FTD enthusiasts and have collection? I'm assuming you will all buy the black vinyl when it comes out on FTD from Elvis Presley Boulevard. I've been trying to find it. I've been trying to website to find it. And when I did find the one that my friend ordered from, it's on back order already. I guess they had so many. It's on pre-order, but I guess they sold so many. Oh, thank you, Hugh. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, mark.kinsey50 at yahoo.com. So yeah, I will get it because, like I said, I'm a completist. I'm trying to complete the FTD vinyl collection, and if I don't have that one, I'll feel like it's incomplete. Yeah, Joey says he probably will as well. Yeah, you've got to. I wonder if it's going to be numbered. That I haven't heard. I first heard this as a rumor probably about a month and a half ago, and then somebody had said that yeah, it was definitely happening. He says he sent it to mark.kinsey55. Somebody got a strange email. Yeah, mark.kinsey50 at yahoo.com. Thanks, buddy. So, you know what's funny? I just noticed. I say, I actually, that was a rude comment I got from somebody probably like a year ago. Somebody said, and I admit I do it a lot, and I hate that I do that. It bugs me. I'm very, as conscious as I try to be about it, I cannot stop saying it. I say a lot, and it bugs the crap out of me. Mal, that's the thing. I don't know. I can't find Boulevard Black Vinyl for FTD on pre-order. I'm looking for it. MTJ, yeah, Viva Las Vegas is phenomenal. I actually saw that movie 2 days before Elvis passed away. 2 days. There I go again. I say it all the time. Alexander, yeah, I get it. You do have to be selective because of budget. Everybody's struggling all over the world. It's not even just here in the States; it's everywhere. But yeah, I say a lot, and I even noticed in this live stream, I've said it probably like 268 times, and I try to be conscious of it. It's funny. I was looking back on a video I did probably like a year and 3 or 4 months ago, and I think in that 8-minute video, I probably said like 78 times. I was like, good grief, dude, can you stop saying But yeah, so somebody reached out and actually said, dude, can you please stop saying 100 times in your videos? It's really annoying. I'm like, okay. It is what it is. Like I said, I don't get offended easy. Flaming Star is my favorite of his films. You know what, Hugh? I'm going to shock a few of you. And I've said other films. I've never seen Flaming Star. I wanted it. Sandra, really? Sandra P says never noticed it? Holy freaking crap. I say it all the time. Like I said, it is so annoying for me. I hate it. And it's funny because I've gotten better because when I make my videos, I do try to have an idea. Like I usually don't script my videos. I don't write it down. A lot of people do. My list, when I did my top 40, yeah, I had a list for that. But when I first started out, I would have like kind of like a general like outline of what I was going to say. But I'm like, this is crap. You know, you need to be natural. I'm a firm believer in being natural. But there I go again. But she says she never noticed it. I don't know how you cannot notice it. Because I'll go back when I'm uploading. I always like watch the first like 20 seconds to make sure that I didn't click on the wrong thing when I'm uploading it. And good grief, in the first like sentence and a half, I say 3 times. It's like, dude, shut up. Joe, your videos are excellent. I love your accent, dude. Always have. That's what it gives you character. But yeah, see, there I go again. I think I do it subconsciously. Let me go back. There was a comment that somebody, and you know what? It's funny. I feel like I'm all over the place today. Okay, Graham, that's what it was. Graham and Hugh. Graham says, great effort by your beloved Broncos. They were improved. And this is not Elvis related, so I'll be on this for like 30 seconds. Joey, that's funny. There, see, but yeah, see, I do it all the time. Joe says, don't sweat it. That's funny. I'll let it slide because it was funny. But see, pretty bad. Broncos played much better, I think, with new coaching. I really like Peyton, Sean Payton. So I think they're bigger and better. The only reason they lost is they lost by 1 point. But our new kicker missed an extra point, which if they made that, we would have tied, and he missed a field goal. So the game would have been won 23, 24, 21, I think it would have been. So yeah, we lost because of the kicker. But they play, I think, the Washington Commanders this Sunday. I think it's in Washington, but that should be a win. But yeah, there was a lot of positives. I'm also a huge, not as big as Broncos. I'm a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan, so I've had a couple good, really good years with the Georgia Bulldogs. I think this year might be another great year. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I'll. So what else has come out? Joey, you watched them? Yeah, there were good games. A lot of good games. Shame about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a huge Rodgers fan, but you got to feel for the guy. He's still human. I may not like certain aspects about the dude, but he's still a human being, and he is a great player. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion. But we'll get off the football topic, I guess. It's dry here like the desert. It's not dry here at all. It's actually been crappy and rainy. So yeah, there's quite a few of the the new FTDs. I have not, Paul. I do not. Both of my nephews are huge into soccer. They play it almost year round. They play summer, fall, and spring leagues. And my brother-in-law is their coach, actually. I do not watch soccer games. MTJ says, "What's your opinion on the Chiefs?" Well, they play in my same division, so. Uh, Joseph, I'm a Packer fan. No tears here. Hugh says he's a Chiefs guy. I mean, they're in the same division. I got to give them their props. I still think even without Kelsey being hurt, I don't know how long he's out for. I think with him being hurt, that definitely sets him back. But they're not gonna they're going to be okay. He'll be back, and they'll be right in at the end. Chiefs are phenomenal. Andy Reid's a great coach. TCB, there's Steve. How you doing, buddy? How you feeling? Yeah, Hugh, Elvis did like the Browns. Absolutely. Steve, had you on my mind, buddy. Steve's actually one of my favorite people. He's a good guy. Good guy. It's on pre-order at the moment. Closing night. Graham, pre-order Elvis Closing Night 72. Have any of you? I've not heard of that. Are you sure? I know there's a closing night for Memphis Recording Service. Are you referring to that one, or is there a new one that is being announced for FTD Closing Night 72? If there is, I want to know about it. Yeah, Hugh says it's an MRS. I thought it was. I was going to say, wow, there's there's an FTD. There's an FTD of Closing Night. Yeah, I tell you what label I do like, and I don't have. Alexander, thanks for coming on, buddy. I appreciate it. He says he's got to help his little girl with homework. Yeah, I spent probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, helping my youngest daughter with studying for her science test, her history test, part of her Bible. Yeah, it's a lot. Both my girls, as you may or may not know, they go to a Christian school, a private school, and top-notch education. But the parents feel it, man. Lots of homework, lots of studying. Graham, no worries, buddy. You just got my heart rate going a little bit. I'm like, oh man, there's an FTD. Joey, always good to have you here, buddy. I will talk to you at some point. You and I speak almost every day, so I'll talk to you soon. Stay well. Thanks for the album. I appreciate it. So I'm going to tell you all. Joey and I have formed a pretty good bond, pretty good friendship over the last probably the last 6 to 8 months. We talk often through text and through whatever method we use. But Joey was very kind enough to send me, and I actually do not own any of these. I've heard people rave about them. The Wax Time vinyl. I think it's an import, but he sent me one of my favorite albums, and maybe yours. Um, Elvis is Back. It's a beautiful, pristine copy. I got it in the mail today from him, and I can't wait to throw it on the turntable. But so let me go back to these comments. Give me a second. So somebody asked me, George, thank you for coming on. Hope you can join the next one. Always good having you, buddy. MTG says, you know what's funny that you say that, MTG? I love that that's the way it is, jumpsuits. And somebody, I just saw somebody pop up said that they like the earlier plain. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. I love I love the majority of the 1970 jumpsuits. I loved the white and the all black suits that he wore when he came back to live performing in July and August of 1970, 69, 79, wow, 69. In February, when he returned to the International, he had a lot of different, and you all know what I'm talking about. It's actually the jumpsuit. Joseph, thanks. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about the Wax Time releases. Um, and but it was the jumpsuits he wore. It's on the cover of Almost in Love. Almost in Love? Yeah. It's that blue. It's got like the V-neck. It's got like the design. He's got like a powder blue one. There was one he wore that was white that had like a lime green, and he had several variations of it. Graham, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. 3 a.m. there. Yeah, you definitely got to get some shut eye, buddy. Um, MJT says, yeah, yeah. To me, and some I saw somebody said that they liked the jumpsuits up to 72. I actually liked them up until about 73, maybe in the early 74, and then after that, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of them. Um, no, MTJ, I know what you mean. And Hugh says he looked great and the outfits were sleek. And that's the thing. TCB, yeah, TCB, you have an amazing collection. I'm not surprised one bit that you have a lot of the Wax Time. Yeah, the one that Joey sent me. I'm going to do a video on that one, that particular one that he sent me. It's beautiful. It's stunning, and I love the cover. They reproduced the cover exact, but I've heard that they sound phenomenal. So I'm going to have to check it out. If not tonight, early tomorrow. But what was I saying? What were we talking about? Let me go back. I'll refresh my memory with reading. Joseph, I'm with you, man. I love the Camdens. I've told you that before. Oh, he was saying how he looked at it. Yeah, a lot of them, they were like, he was V-shaped when back in 1969, 70, 71. So it was before he had gotten heavier, and they just fit him to a T. He can move in them. And I really like the 1972 suits that he wore after Madison Square Garden. I think it was August and September at the Hilton, which was then renamed the Hilton, where he wore like the sport coat, and then he had like the floral shirt with the ruffles and the white slacks and the belt. And they were some of my favorites. Like, they looked spectacular. They weren't gaudy. He would take like the jacket off and give it to, I guess, Charlie Hodge, and I think he sweat more in them. But what was kind of its doom, why they didn't last long, is they didn't have the flexibility that the jumpsuits did, and he tore a couple of them a couple of times. Yeah, MTG. Yeah, they said a couple of his, I think the Aloha suit, I think they said weighed 40 or 50 pounds. But yeah, Hugh, I loved the two-piece with the jacket and the belt and the floral, the different floral. He had like a brownish copper floral, then he had the blue and the green. Yeah, Sandra, I'm with you. I love those. But some of the later ones, yeah, that V-neck, they call it the raindrop suit, where, yeah, and it was like towards the end. I think it was in '76 he wore them. There was one called the Arabic suit. I wasn't a big fan of that. I did like the Cherokee one that's on the cover of From Elvis Presley Boulevard. That's a classic. I personally like the sundial suit, but some of those '76, '77 ones just were not. Oh, the one, what they call it? There was a name for it. where it was like it had like he had like the collar, like a black collar. It was kind of like it didn't have like the big collar. It had like kind of dipped down. It had the ruffles. It had like a black with these red in it, and then he had the black. I can't remember what they called those. It had a funny name. I thought they were horrific, but teach his own, I guess. So we'll go for like another 5 minutes. I got to run and do a few things. Elvis wore the rainfall suit when he did his biggest performance. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. Another one that it's grown on me. I initially did not care for it at all, but it's grown on me, and that's the that's the rainbow suit. Sandra says blame the 1970s. Yeah, 70s were a hip happening. Very. There's pictures of me because it was a picture of me. I think I want to say in 1973 of me and my sister and my older brothers, and we're sitting on the floor watching TV. It's the box wooden TV with the 4 wooden legs, and I think it was taken in like late '73. Yeah, Mouse says I would have loved to have seen Elvis live in the '70s with a haircut. Yeah, the sideburns would have gone after a while. You'll never walk alone. Joseph, that's on my video that I did. That was taken, that jumpsuit. You're talking about the Camden release, You'll Never Walk Alone. That jumpsuit was from the September 14th, 1970 show. I just did a video a couple days ago. Check it out. He did an afternoon show and he did an evening show. And what's cool is the afternoon show was what they refer to as the I Got Lucky suit. That's the suit he wore for the afternoon show at the LA Forum. And the evening show, they called it the fringe suit. I think it's the one and only time he ever wore it. It had fringes on the sleeves, on his pants, and apparently when I was reading the review for the LA Times, it was getting caught in the mic. It was getting caught on his shoes. So Elvis even made a comment on stage like, these freaking fringes are getting caught everywhere. So he never, as far as I know, he never wore it again. But that scene where you see the light behind me, he's got his arm out, he's singing, that's from that show. Mark, did anyone release a collector card series on the jumpsuits alone? No. No, not that I'm aware of. Different card companies came out with different things, but I don't think there's one for that. But they have pieces of like some of his robes and his pajamas that you can get. I actually have one of them. MTJ, what was the suit he wore on the cover? What is it with these comments? Come on. The fringe shoot would have been great for an appearance on TV. Yeah, I agree with you, Stefano. It's the great moment. Graham says, oh, that was Graham's. I answered that question, Graham. What was the suit he wore on the cover of Come On Everybody? That was from that's the way, they call that the concha suit, where it's the white with the black. They call it conchas. It's like these round black circles. Thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that. TCB says, what do you think of the Graceland Christmas special? Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to it. His granddaughter, who now is the sole owner of Graceland, Harper? Is it Harper? No, that's one of her daughters. That's one of the twins. Okay, grief. What is Priscilla's oldest firstborn? What is her name? Somebody's gonna pop it up, her name. But quite looking forward to the Christmas special. Riley, thank you, Sandra. Man, you guys keep me on my toes. I love it. Riley. See, all you knew it. All of you knew it. I didn't know it. Yeah, so Riley Keough, is that her name, Keough? Because that was Danny. That was her first husband's name. I don't know. She had like 3 husbands, but yeah, Riley, since she's now the sole owner. Now, there was a lot of speculation that people were really in fear. Would Graceland be kept up to the standards that Priscilla kept it up to and Lisa did? Yeah, Keough. I think it's Keough. I don't know if I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. The other thing too, man, I've been battling this cold for like days. I'm like so over it. There was question whether she was going to maintain and put the care into it the same way Priscilla and at times Lisa Marie did. And I think the answer is a resounding yes. I really believe she's going to. She is very much interested in her grandfather's legacy. I've read a couple of interviews she's done with Vogue or whoever, and some of these other uh, magazines she's done covers shots for. She very much wants. Of course, she was Elvis was long gone when she was born. I think she was born in '89, so that would make her 34 maybe. MTTJ, I hope you can. I'm hoping to maybe go to Graceland next year. Me and my buddy are talking about taking a trip, so I'm hoping. She named her daughter Tupelo. I thought that was so cool, Sandra. So freaking cool. Definitely a nod to Elvis and his heritage and his upbringing in Tupelo. But I do. I think she's going to give it a lot of great attention to detail to make it a good experience and to keep her grandfather's legacy alive. And that makes me very happy. Will we get to hear Elvis in the special, like some minor celeb murder? Hold on, I want to see. TCB, that's why I love you, man. You're hilarious, man. I love your anecdotes because you're spot on. Not seen some minor celeb murdering classics. I will tell you what, Steve. I am with you all the way. It kind of goes hand in hand. Why I'm not a big fan of uh, Elvis impersonators. In that same mindset, I don't like when they do these specials. I think it's cool that they are honoring Elvis, but I don't like seeing all these other artists, like you said, completely obliterating Elvis classic songs because they don't do it justice. That's just me. Hugh says Post Malone. I don't really know a whole lot. Like I know Post Malone is hugely popular. I'm not really familiar with his music. Not saying it's bad or good. I don't know either way. I've just never really I just don't think it's my speed of music, but I know a lot of people who really enjoy his stuff. I just I can't say I dislike him. I can't say I love him. I just never really heard his stuff, if I'm being honest. MTJ says, "Do you think the Priscilla movie will be good?" I have a feeling it's going to paint Elvis in a very piss poor light. That's just my opinion. I personally have no desire to see it, nor will I see it, but that's just me. Yeah, Mystery Train. I agree with you. Post Malone. Anybody who sings "If I Can Dream Other Than Elvis" should be put to roost. They wouldn't do it justice. Only Elvis can pull that off. It's just the way it is. Sorry, it's just my opinion. I'm over Elvis too, by the way. Or let me rephrase that. I'm over Priscilla too. Can't believe I said that. Mark, slap your mouth, buddy. Yes, Joseph said I'm over Priscilla. We're talking about Elvis. I said I'm over it. No, I'm never over Elvis. I'm over Priscilla too. Yeah, I'm just, you've made your millions. I think it's great that she opened. That was all her baby. She opened Graceland, made it what it is, made it a in my opinion, $1 billion empire. But it's time for new leadership. That's just the way I think. Much like who's running our country, it's time for new leadership. I won't go there, but that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I just think I'm hoping that Riley does it justice. I really do have a feeling that she will. I'm confident of that because she has a hand in it. I think she realizes and understands that. Oh, MTG. Yeah, I don't mean that in a negative way. MTG says that she sang that at her, sang it at their school talent show, and I'm sure you killed it. I'm talking about celebrities. I'm talking about people like like Post Malone or somebody like Madonna or something like that. Nobody should be singing that the way Elvis can. Hugh says, "Raw, I can't support any of the project because of the strikes." Yeah, I don't know. They can play nicey nice all they want. I think the whole thing after Lisa Marie passed away last January. I think the whole litigation thing and Lisa Marie removing her mom from any ownership or stake in Elvis Presley Enterprises, Grace and all that. I think that ruffled her feathers. And then I think when she named Riley as the sole, once upon her passing, of her taking it over, and then it became legal. I'm telling you, it caused some bad blood. They can say all they want and build it up and say that it was not. I think it was very damaging to Riley and Priscilla's uh, relationship. I think it took a hit. That's just my opinion. Paul says the estate didn't allow Elvis music to be in, and that's the thing. That's the thing. So you have a movie called Priscilla. Then there's no Elvis music in it. Like Give me a break. I ain't wasting my freaking time on that. And again, anybody who wants to say it, you're well, kudos to you, man. I have no problem with anybody. To each his own. Everybody likes different things for different reasons, different eras. Um, Vanessa, thank you for joining. Well, we're in the final moments. Uh, we've been on for 75 minutes and 15 seconds, so we're a little longer than what I wanted to be, only because I do have a couple other things I got to do before I pick my girls up from school. So I will stay on for another 5. Um, Steve says the film's director said she didn't make for Elvis fans. Yeah, that's the thing. It's more of a drama. And to me, if it's not building up Elvis's legacy, no, he wasn't perfect, but none of us are. We're all human. That's why we are who we are. But I don't know, man. Like the digging up dirt on Elvis and uh, Vanessa, we're just talking about a lot of different topics. This should be available later to watch, so you can go back, hopefully, and see it. I hope you get the opportunity to. MTJ, the Kurt Russell, I think he did a good job. I did. I think he did a fantastic job. But you know, so like 2 or 3 nights ago, I was on YouTube, and I watch a lot of. I probably watch more YouTube than I watch actual TV, as far as regular TV, because the news is just depressing. But I was going through, and I saw it was a very detrimental and very no, I'm not related to Vanessa. Somebody asked if Vanessa was related to me. Yeah, I liked it too. Elvis 78, what is going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. What was I gonna say? You know what? We'll just round it up. We'll just make it an even 90 minutes. This is one of my longer ones. We'll make it an even 90-minute stream, and then I'll finish what I need to do. So yeah, we'll go another 13 minutes. Nice. Just got off work. Very, very good. Always nice to end the day on a, get it behind you and move on. Yeah, I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow, and blood work in my future, and a freaking doctor visit, and I'm not looking forward. People are afraid of heights, or people who have arachnophobia, hate spiders, hate snakes, whatever. My big fear, and I've been this way since I was a little freaking kid. I'm terrified of needles. Absolutely terrified. I got to get several vials of blood done. I haven't had blood work done in so freaking long, and I got to get at least probably 4 or 5 vitals. I don't have the veins I used to have when I was younger, so usually they got to take it out of the back of my hand. You ever had a needle in the back of your hand? It hurts like a bugger. So I am not looking forward to that. And I'm a big baby. I'll be the first to admit it when it comes to needles. So I believe a dude should be, you should be a dude and not be scared of your own shadow. But yeah, I'm terrified of needles. Collecting rares, Robert. What is going on, Robert? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, Joseph. I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't had blood work done, and I can't even begin to tell you when. Yeah, I do. I think Austin Butler did an amazing job. Some of the gyrations I felt were a little bit exaggerated, but that's what Hollywood does. They kind of go a little over the top. But yeah, as far as his performance and the singing and all that, I definitely think he did it justice. Mystery Train says Dak Prescott was put to sleep like an 11-hour tattoo. Holy crud! That must be a big freaking tattoo. Um. So yeah, but yeah, 78. Yeah, I forgot Jonathan Rhys Meyers did an Elvis. There's been so many flipping Elvis movies. Paul, new hip. You know what, Paul? It's funny you should say that. I can guarantee you within a year and a half, 2 years, I'll have to get a hip replacement. I've noticed, like, even if my wife and I and our girls take our dog, when we take our dog just around the neighborhood, we have a really nice, quiet neighborhood, and there's a pond right up the street, and then there's another bigger pond at the entrance. But Elvis for Sale did a whole show on Elvis bio movies. Robert, I'll have to check that out. Somehow I missed that one. But I noticed probably in the last year or so, after I walk for like maybe 15 minutes, I think it's bone on bone. I feel like pain in my right side of my hip. So I think the cartilage or where that ball goes into the joint, I think it's missing. So I'm betting within a year and a half I'll have to get a hip replacement surgery. But I am 55, so I'm sure it's coming. But never fun. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. I'll just be glad at this point tomorrow when it's over and it's done with, because yeah, they have the hardest time finding a vein, and then they're tapping and they got that rubber thing and they're squeezing, and then they jab you. Oh, can't get blood there. Pull it out. Oh, can't get blood there. I'm like, okay, I'm not a pin cushion. So I'm just going to tell them straight, because I have a decent amount of veins, so I can, might be lacking synovial flow in the joints. Hugh, yeah, it could be. I don't know what it is, but it definitely. Sandra says, yeah, you know what, Sandra? I've heard that. They say drink a lot of water. Now, of course, tonight at midnight, at least here in the States, and they told me this, what's cool is where I'm getting the blood work done. They built that right outside my doctor's office. He's in like a little strip, like almost like a strip mall area, but it's all, professional offices. And about 5 years ago, they had a med lab, which is for testing and, employers for, samples and blood tests and stuff. They built it like it's like 20 yards away, so I can go there early enough, get it done. Yeah, Paul, like I said, it's definitely a hip replacements in my future. I'm no fortune teller, but I definitely think it's in the future for me. But it is what it is. We get older and things tend to fall apart, and it's just part of the nature of the beast, I guess. So, so yeah, I actually got a hold of some new FTD vinyls. Looking to do a couple videos on them. Got some that I really have been after for a while, some of the harder ones to get. So I'm very, very excited to add them. I'm kind of backing off. I'm going to get them. I'm hoping to complete the CD FTD collection, uh, hopefully within 6 months. We'll see. MTJ, I agree. Getting old does suck. Mark, I know you're a big Chris Childs fan. Did you see him? Oh, crap. Hold on. Hewitt does beat the alternative. Most definitely. I know you're a big Chris Childs fan. Did you see him at my latest show? No. Is it, Robert? I knew I got the alert that you had a show upcoming. I have not been as active on YouTube probably the last like 3 days, only because my girls are back in school. She's already had 2 volleyball games downstate. Work. It's just I have not been on YouTube. If I get on YouTube anymore, it's usually after my wife and my girls are in bed. I'll spend an hour or so watching. So I have to check it out. If your video, I apologize. If your newest video premiered, I somehow missed it. But I always enjoy them. They're very informative. Yours is actually um, yours is actually one of my first channels I subscribed to, Ed King's Court, and yours was probably the first two that I subscribed to. So I enjoyed it. So I will check it out, Robert, I promise. Uh, Crap. So you're talking about Chris Giles from the UK or in London. Is that right, Robert? I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't know you were friends with him. Did you did you become friends with him because you're collecting, and you just a mutual interest in collecting, and that's how you became friends? I never knew that, Robert. I've subscribed to your channel for probably 3 or 4 years. I never knew you were close friends with Chris. The thing I like about Chris is the what he sells is um, very cool. I didn't know that. Didn't know that, Robert. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, apparently Chris had a brick and mortar like building, and then he went all online. All online. I wish he would accept. This is kind of off the subject. I wish he because whenever he puts something on Facebook, he always says, if you're interested in buying this on my on my shop. For PayPal inquiries, you can reach out to my daughter. I'm like, I wish he accepted PayPal on his site, because I like the pay in four option with PayPal, where you can break something up. So if you buy something kind of pricey, you can split it up in four payments. So instead of paying 120 bucks for something, you can split up in four payments. But he doesn't offer it yet. Hopefully he does in the future. Maybe he just doesn't want to be bothered with it. Maybe, I don't know. So we got about another 5 minutes to go, and then I got to sign off. Yeah, a lot of people in here still. I'm very surprised, very happy about that. But yeah, I'm pretty much close to being done the whole FTD vinyl thing. I've really been on a pretty deep search, and had somebody who was selling several to me at a phenomenal price, a fraction of what they've been going for, and I kind of cleaned them out. So I'm happy to add them. So I'll be doing a few videos in the future showing off them. But a couple that I got, one that I got that I've been after for so long. And all right, Robert, good having you on here, buddy. Like I said, I'll check out your video. Check out the Chris Giles stuff. Good stuff. But and it's the video I did a week and a half ago with the Elvis is Back FTD vinyl, which sold for a little over $1,000, including shipping. There's actually one on there that's for sale for $1,299 from a U.S. seller on eBay, brand new sealed. But anyway, I forgot about this. So about 45 minutes ago, I got an alert from eBay. Somebody is selling it's opened. There's no hype sticker on it. You too, Joseph. Thanks so much for joining. Yeah, I'm done here after I say this. Good guy. Yep, Paul. There was a Elvis standing room only FTD. Now, before I got my copy, all right, Vanessa, good having you. Great to have you on here. I appreciate your time. Appreciate your participation. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And then after I state this, I'm signing off myself. But yeah, MTJ. All This Is Back is a phenomenal album. The FTD album and the sessions and all that are wonderful. But somebody sold, it was like 29 bids. I bid once and I got quickly outbid. But it was a standing room only, which was the second release of the in 2009 after Blue Hawaii. And it sold for $1,240. Somebody overseas, an overseas seller. And then there's a copy on there right now. It says it's new, never played, but there's no hype sticker and it's been opened. There's no cellophane, no plastic on it. It's opened, but the description says that it's never been played. It's brand new. But they were asking $1,200 for it? And then I just got an alert during this live stream. Price reduced! Explanation point. I think it's down to $1,050 now, but yeah, I paid, like I said, I paid a fraction for a brand new sealed copy 2 months ago, and I did the video on it. That's in my library if you want to check that out. I paid a fraction for that from a guy, I think in Norway. And so very happy to add that. Like I said, I'm pretty much getting ready to complete the FTD vinyls finally. I had sold off half of them last October, and I've been able to get most of them back. Tracy, how are you? I'm glad you've been able to join in. Always good to have you. So yeah, I love these live streams. I'm looking to try to do them on a weekly basis if I'm able, if time allows. I do appreciate every one of you participating. Those who have recently subscribed, love reading your comments, and I just want to thank you all for being such a great support of my channel. I don't take it lightly. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, hopefully want to do this again next week. So until next time, you all take care, be safe, and we will see you soon. Thank you, Elvis 70. I appreciate that. He says good luck. It will. It'll be over and done with quick. I need to suck it up and not be a baby about it, but like I said, I just don't like needles. So, all right, you all take care. We'll see you soon. Till next time.